Christian Watson obviously missed 8 games last year. We had the off-season news that his legs were different weights, and he spent the entire off-season sorting out the muscle mass so that he's now only 6% different between his legs. Do you believe that Christian Watson could get back to, I guess, what people were hoping he would be after that rookie year and potentially a fantasy superstar, or do you think he's destined to fail?
Well, I think it's paramount that firstly I point out that I'm not a doctor, so I'm not sure how much I can talk about Christian Watson's hamstrings being balanced now, but that seems, it's not something I've ever heard of before, so I'm not sure how much faith to put in it. In terms of Christian Watson as a player, he played 9 games last year, over 12 points in 2 of them. He's played 22 games in his career, and in only 6 of them has he been above 12 points. Like, I just really struggle to know what it is that we're really expecting Christian Watson to be. Is he somebody that people expect to be a complete superstar? Because I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen a player who can really have high ceiling games, but does he win in the middle of the field enough? Is he just a pure downfield boundary type player? I think that with this Packers wide receiver room, which is absolutely full of interesting players like Jaden Reed, who had 10 touchdowns last year, Romeo Doubs, who seems to have solidified his role in playing the most snaps, and then Dontavian Wicks, who the coaching staff seem to really truly love, and compared to Devontae Adams, I don't think that Christian Watson's going to get enough of those kind of layup roles, like, the middle of the field stuff, the easy receptions. So if you're playing in a PPR league, are we going to get to the end of the season and somebody who's more boring than Christian Watson is going to outscore him because they are getting those easy receptions that tot up? So I like Christian Watson. I think he's a fun player, but this is absolutely the type of player who just profiles as a better in best ball player.
Yeah, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there. In best ball, I can kind of get on board with it because I think we're going to see that high A dot again. We know Jordan Love likes to push the ball down the field, one of the top 3 highest A dots in the entire league last year. But can you bank on him week in, week out? I think we know the roles of 2 wide receivers in this offense. We know Romeo Doubs is going to be that X. He's going to be almost kind of the false sacrificial X. And we know that Jaden Reed's going to be a movable piece that plays both as a flanker and out of the slot. Well, that leaves one wide receiver in 11 personnel for Christian Watson and Dontavian Wicks. And I think they're probably both going to cannibalize each other. You look at the numbers, Christian Watson obviously missed 8 games last year, but actually the underlying, per route run numbers are poor. Yards per route run below 1.5, targets per route run. I know 18.8 sounds good. If you've got 5 wide receivers on the field, they all get equal share. That's 20%. So what we're saying is Christian Watson is not, in 2023, didn't get an equal share of targets when he was on the field. So, yeah, there will absolutely be some weeks where Christian Watson could have that Deshaun Jackson line of 4 targets, 3 receptions, 100 yards and a touchdown and win you a week. But I can guarantee there's going to be 4 or 5 weeks during the year where he's basically sitting there, maybe 3 targets, 1 reception, 5 yards, no touchdowns, and you're scratching your head thinking, why on earth did I start him? So yeah, I can't get on board in redraft. I still don't like him in best ball, but I can be a little bit more persuaded, shall we say, to get there.